Now, I had told you I'm going to have fun with you because very few people realize that there is a working class that lives in public housing. Can you give us your name?
It's Roseann Richardson.
Miss Richardson, how long you been living here?
I've been living in Perkins Court now for 4 years. Only
4 years? Oh, so you're a baby.
Yes, very much so.
Well, being that you are resident here in Perkins Home, how do you see the living here in Perkins Home?
When I first came to Perkins Homes, going back to when I was raised, it was like whenever you said the projects, that was a negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
People would automatically say, oh, you live in the projects. It was like they were kind of put down. But then when I moved here, that was kind of my mentality. It was kind of my mentality like, oh, they put me in the projects. I'm going to have to put up with so much. But then after I moved here, I've met a lot of people here. Mm-hmm. I met a lot of good people in Perkins Homes. Mm-hmm. And they're working people like myself. Mm-hmm. But from living here and the short amount of time that I have lived here, there is a stigma attached to living in the projects. Right. Because they take for granted that you don't work, right. You don't have an education. That is the only thing that you have to bring to the table. Mm-hmm. But it's not so. Because the people that I've met, and including myself, you work every day. Right. You want the same standards that everyone else wants. Yes. You striving for the same goals that everyone else is striving for. The way I look at it is that Perkins Homes, for the time that I've been here, right. It's been like a stepping stone. Yes. Because there are a lot of resources that are available to people that are in public housing that a lot of times they don't take advantage of because of the stigma that's attached to it.
Right. Now, what school did you go to?
I went to Elmer A. Henderson, which is on Wolf and Egger Street. That was closed down. And then I went to Clifton Park, which is no longer standing, and I graduated from Lake Clifton, which is on St. Louis Drive.
Yeah, Clifton Heights, huh?
Yes, pretty much. That's the area I was raised in.
Yeah. Yes, that was a pretty nice area, and the school was fabulous.
Yes, it was.
Have you raised children in public housing?
No, I haven't. My children, really, when I came here, they were already grown. Okay. I have my grandchildren have been raised, and like I said, it was a whole different atmosphere to me once I came here and I started living here. And sometimes when I hold conversations with people and they say, well, where do you live at? Right. And I say, I live in Perkins Homes. Right. And they're like, well, that's the projects. I said, well, it's my home because it's the place where God placed me at this season in my life. And like I said, I used it as a stepping stone. It's a place where you can get resources because you don't pay that much rent. You can save money up. And you can get into programs. At my age, I probably would never have been eligible, even available to get in a homeowners program. But through Perkins Homes, you can own your own home.
Look at it.
You don't have to go through a lot of rigmarole and a lot of steps. It's like they're here to help you. And it's at our best advantage that we take advantage of these programs because who knows how much longer they're going to be around.
Well, can you tell me anything about the rich history that surrounds Perkins? Would make it so special to surround?
As far as I know, because I didn't know a lot until I went to the last community meeting. Okay. When I went to the community meeting and I heard the man say, well, when Perkins was built around World War II, there were no blueprints. And I looked at my neighbor and she was like, Miss Rose, you didn't know that? And I had no idea that Perkins Homes was one of the first public housing developments that was ever built. And then I kind of went online and looked it up, and it was like this particular development was where the sailors came from when they first came off the ship. This was like their little community or little neighborhood. So I know that Perkins is very rich in history because it predates, I know it goes back at least 80 to 90 years, if not 100 years old.
And a giveaway that this was a haven for the military is the shot tower.
Yes.
Yes.
And
so then the flag house.
And the port. You're right here at the harbor, yes.
That's what the port was all about.
Absolutely.
So it has a lot of, would you say Perkins is also surrounded by various races, very ethnic groups?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Perkins is kind of like a melting pot of all nationalities. It's one of the few places that I've come across in my lifetime where color isn't looked at as a barrier.
There you go.
Your next door neighbor could be any color. The people across the court from you could be any color. The next court over, the same thing. But when you come together to live in a specific court, it's almost like you become a family.
Look at that.
You look out for one another because, like I said, I work and a couple other people in my complex work. So the ones that stay home, they look out. They'll tell you like, well, such and such a person was in there working today. Or like my neighbor, she almost all of the packages in our complex go to her house.
Go now.
Because we're not home. And so we put her name down. So all of our packages, the FedEx, UPX, the larger ones from the Postal Service, they all go to her house. It's another neighbor in our complex where she's home in the daytime. So the little children whose parents work, they go to her house till the parents get off. So yeah, I learned that. And these are some of the things that I learned just by living down here in Perkins. Because I've lived other places in other apartment complexes, and the people were nowhere near nice.
Supportive, yeah.
They were not nice, they were not supportive. It was like, you live over there, I live over here. But it's not like that down here. And that's kind of the idea that I've kind of like been spreading since I moved down here. And telling people on my job in church and my family, it's not like that. You think automatically projects, ooh, it's such a bad place. I said, but it's not. It's very nice. And people help one another. You look out for one another. I feel like this is where community love really started.
I do too.
It is. It is. Because it's a lot of places you can go where one color's over here, one color's over here, one color's over. Well, you can't play with those children, and those children can't come over here. But down here, it's not like that.
At the barn, there has no barrier.
I'm really sad that they're tearing it down. Because I came here to stay in my house until God called me home. Because I love my apartment. I do. And I know wherever they're going to send me, it's not going to be anything.
You don't want to come back?
Like my house. It's still not going to be the same.
No.
It's not going to be the same. Because where I live, I have a front porch and a back porch.
Okay.
I have a front door and a back door. And from the way they say that they're building them, it won't be like that.
No.
It won't be like that. It'll be more kind of like an apartment building. It'll be tall, at least 2 stories tall, because they said it would have elevators. So it has to be more than 1 floor. But
but overall, the community itself, as you see it now, is good for all ages.
Oh yeah.
The young.
Oh yeah.
The old.
Oh yeah. And then by the powerhouse being over there, the power, activities for all of the children. And I also understand that they offer classes.
Yes.
And I've even used their where you order your groceries and then they have them delivered. When I first moved down here, that was a much needed resource for me because I didn't have any transportation. And it was easy to go over there. I would look on my computer find out what groceries I need to go over there, order them, and pay for them, then just go over there and pick them up.
Do you have any brothers and sisters you grew up with? You are only child?
Mm-hmm.
You go, girl.
No. It's not as good as people think it
not?
is. No, it's
Why?
kind of lonely because other people have brothers and sisters and they'll say things like, you know, me and my sisters got together and did this, or me and my brothers got together and did this, or I've even heard people say, well, you know, I have a favorite sister or brother. I don't have either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind
you
of
survive with your community.
Oh yeah, I had to. You have to use the skills and the things that your parents and your grandparents taught you just to make it from day to day.
Did you have a favorite teacher in school, play instruments?
Oh yeah, it was my favorite teacher. My favorite subject was always English.
Go now.
And so I had this one teacher, Mrs. Payne, Mrs. Frida Payne, and I had her the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And you
She
liked
was
her,
my
huh?
favorite teacher, yeah.
Are there any people you would consider you could use them as role models here in Perkins?
Oh yeah, my girlfriend, Rusty Squire. She lives across the court from me, 282. Rusty has had a lot to deal with, not only within her family, but just with her and her health.
Right.
And no matter what's going on with her, because she's had several people in her family pass away. She takes care of her nephew, who's a paraplegic in a wheelchair. And Rusty is like in her 50s. But like I said, she still takes care of the people's children in the neighborhood. Her health isn't always good, but she just pushes through it. She said, if I don't think about it, then it doesn't bother me.
There you go.
And she just keeps on.
There
She
you
really
go.
does.
You have been filled with so much information and positive information. I told you I was going to enjoy listening to you tonight.
Thank you.
And if you could close out with a statement, what would you say about Perkins and the seniors and the youth? What would you leave in their hearing as a whole?
I would say that my experience here at Perkins Homes overall has been very good. I have met and interacted with some very good people that I will cherish and carry in my heart for a very long time. And even a lot of the young people down here. When I first moved down here, they used to call me Mom, and now I've been down here long enough that they call me Miss Rose. But they give me the highest
They put a
respect.
handle on it.
Yes, they give me the highest respect. So what I would say is that old adage that people say, don't judge a book by its cover.
Go now.
Don't, because someone says, I used to live in Perkins Court, don't just all of a sudden shun them. Just give them a chance and listen to what they have to say. You'd probably be surprised.
Thank you.